Okay. Now in continuation with oxidation, let us again recollect. Primary alcohol will get oxidized to aldehyde and then aldehyde to further acid if a strong oxidizing agent is used. Same way, secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone, and if the oxidizing agent is strong, then it will give you a mixture of acids. Now this we are going to see. Then if it is a tertiary alcohol, it will directly give you alkene. Okay, so here in the case of tertiary alcohol, this will undergo dehydrogenation when it is subjected to oxidation. Okay, that's why you will get an alkene. Then strong oxidizing agents kya hai? Alkaline KMnO4, acidified potassium dichromate, concentrated nitric acid, they are all strong oxidizing agents. Okay, now we have seen with primary alcohol, let us see with secondary alcohol. This is a secondary alcohol because carbon holding OH is attached to two other carbon, so this carbon is secondary. Now when this is subjected to strong oxidizing agent, initially you will get a ketone. I told you the same way. OH bond and CH bond, they will get cleaved. So there will be a double bond between the two. Okay, so this is gone, this is gone, this will become C double bond O. That's what has happened here. And this will further undergo oxidation, provided I told you it is a strong oxidizing agent, and it will give you a mixture of acids, I tell you. Now here a mixture of acid ki to koi baat hi nahi hai, because this will become an acid, and what is left with? There is only one carbon, and that one carbon will get converted to COOH, and that COOH will decompose to CO2. Okay, that is why I have given CH3COOH plus CO2 plus water. So remember, this part will become an acid. This being only one carbon will decompose further to give you carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Now remember, ketones are resistant to oxidation. Ketones can be oxidized only if a strong oxidizing agent is used. Now, if you are going to use on a secondary alcohol a weak oxidizing agent such as CrO3, this is a weak oxidizing agent we saw in the beginning also, in the presence of pyridine. What is this? Chromic anhydride. CrO3 is called as chromic anhydride. Now why you call it as chromic anhydride? Chromic acid is H2CrO4. Okay. Now take out a water from here. What is left behind is CrO3. So that's why you are calling this as chromic anhydride. That is a compound that is derived from chromic acid after dehydration or after removal of water. That is what is anhydride is, right? So if you are using a weak oxidizing agent, it will stop with ketone. Further oxidation will not take place. Same way, if you are using a tertiary alcohol, then what is happening? See, I told you will get an alkene. How? This is the carbon holding OH, and there are 3 carbon atoms in the surrounding. Now one of the CH bond is getting shifted towards carbon. Simultaneously this bond will shift towards oxygen. So this will become OH, and when this bond is shifting this hydrogen, these two together will go as water. Okay, so what will happen? There will be a double bond created between these two. So you will get isobutylene or 2-methyl propene. This is what you will get if you are using terbutyl alcohol, tertiary butyl alcohol. Okay, and this alkene, if it is a strong oxidizing agent, what will happen? This alkene will get oxidized to give you a ketone. This will become a ketone, and this part will turn out to be formic acid, and this formic acid will get decomposed to give you CO2 and water. Got it? Now let me give you another example. Say this is again another secondary alcohol. This is subjected to oxidation. So what will happen? Initially I told you This is also a tertiary alcohol. So this hydrogen and this hydrogen will go along with this oxygen as water. So there will be a double bond created between these two. Is it not? Sorry, this OH and this hydrogen will get removed as water, and there is a double bond created between these two, and you get an alkene. And this alkene will be oxidized. It will get oxidized to give you what? Give you a ketone and acetic acid. How? This part will come out as ketone and this part will come out as acid. Now what is the condition whenever an alkene is giving you an acid? If the double bonded carbon is holding a hydrogen, then it will get converted into acid. Okay. If the double bonded carbon is holding a hydrogen, then you will get an acid. But if the double bonded carbon is not having a hydrogen, it will get converted into a ketone. Okay. डबल बॉन्डेड कार्बन के पास हाइड्रोजन नहीं है तो कीटोन है, अगर हाइड्रोजन है तो एसिड है. Right? Now I'll give you not 2 more examples. See. Supposing if this is the alkene, all these things we have done in 11th class. You're supposed to recollect your memory. Now both the carbon atoms do not hold hydrogen, so you will get this as a ketone and this as a ketone, a mixture of ketones you will get. Now here both the carbon atoms holding the double bond are possessing 1 hydrogen each. So this will become an acid, this will become another acid. So you will get 2 molecules of acetic acid, right?